You guessed it.
We're live. Surprise. Yeah, I didn't even play the intro.
Well, let's do it.
You know you can pay your friends back.
Yeah, we got Harvest Merry Moon, Autumn Leaf, What Life,
Damn.
Rubberneck.
Rubberneck.
Yeah.
I ain't seen that name in a good while.
Yeah. Papa Two Bears. Be Charming. Ark's in here. WTH.
And like what says, so it begins.
There's Grace. How you doing, Grace?
And Miss Harvest Merry Moon.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce that.
Why is there no clock running on this? Usually there's a clock. Are we actually live?
Well, yeah. Yeah, we live.
Okay. Usually there's a clock running that tells me how long we're going.
I got in what I'm looking at, top left-hand corner, it says 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Yeah, see, that's weird. I don't have it.
What the hell is going on?
That's weird. Anyways, guys, first of all, as many of you mods that are out there might see, that I took all the mods away for the moment. And I kind of explained it on my update videos and kind of re-talked about it because some people misunderstood where I was going with it. I'll just put it this way. There's drama between some channels are you might not even know about, but I didn't want any conflict at all. So I figured the best way to do it is tell everybody. I don't want anybody obligated. It was more for the viewers than anything. But other than that, oh, there's my clock now, even though it only says 1 minute.
Victory has appeared.
Okay.
I really do wish he would change that one. And you know why.
No, Lake Terry does not have a beard.
That's what it sounds like it's saying.
Yeah, and that's really odd because it's not supposed to play through my speaker. I'm not supposed to hear it, but
guess what?
Yeah,
we heard it. Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, no, you don't have a beard.
That we can see.
Yeah. Anyways, what today's subject is going to be about stretching your food out and your meals and things, which is kind of good because if you've been watching TJ Cooks, she's already been talking about this the last few days with some of her videos about preparing all the meat and different things, and then what you can make with that and stuff like that. And I thought that was a great subject to, well, meaning food is very expensive right now. So any little way that you can make food last longer, like
run it over.
Last week I had tacos, and I made a little extra taco meat, even though I knew we weren't going to eat it. I added an extra pound to it. So the next thing I ate, which I skipped a day, but then I made chili with the leftover taco meat. And then there was actually some chili left over too. So I made rice and I mixed the chili with the rice and baked it in the oven, put cheese on top of it. And it was I don't know what you call it, but it was good. So that extra pound of ground beef, I ended up with 3 different meals for that. And that's kind of where we're kind of going with that, because it's food is expensive, and we're not getting paid a whole bunch of money that we to match that price. And it's not like they're going to like, oh, let's lower all of our prices so that everybody can buy the food. They're not going to do that. Once a price goes up, they're going to stick with it.
I've never seen price come down on food after it's gone up.
Period. Oh no, there's sales. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There are sales but it's not like all the food goes down. It's
right.
It's never like that. Once something goes up, it's pretty much like that for good.
I'm just curious about one thing. Is this right here? As a person, like we are, a prepper or a homesteader or whatever, if you're driving down the road and you happen to run over a squirrel, a rabbit, or hit a deer, are you going to stop and pick it up and get the meat from it, or are you going to let it lie there? That's all I want to know.
Now, I'm not sure on the deer, but I do know, and that's something that everybody has to check in their states, because I don't know the laws on every state, or I don't know if they're the same in every state. But I do know squirrels and rabbits are fair game if you hit them. Now on the deer, I'm not sure on the deer.
Well, now, okay, here, if you hit a deer with your vehicle and you kill it, you do have to call the game warden, and he will tell you if you can keep it or not. But the biggest part of the time, they will let you keep it.
Which is probably not a bad idea, because say you hit one of those things and you say, well, it's going in my freezer, and you take it home and you eat it and you get really sick from it. There are, viruses and stuff out there that animals catch.
Right.
And a game warden would know that. Like a normal person wouldn't know it. They would know it. They would get the alerts and everything that there's, wild, whatever tick. Well, I don't want to go into that one, but yeah.
No. But now a good hunter would also come closer to knowing, like a game warden compared to somebody who really don't hunt, or keep up with it. And straight up, I don't think I've hunted anything since I've been married.
Yeah, many states allow you to take the deer, but if you keep the deer, you cannot claim the insurance. Oh, really? See, that's good to know right there. Shit. But if you're somebody like 101 that has a big old guard on their big old bumper on their front of their vehicle, I know a lot of people that replace their bumpers with the
I-beams.
from the railroad tracks or something
Yep.
that pretty much protect your vehicle.
Yeah, but into the way they make vehicles today,
Oh
would
yeah,
it support one of those railroad steels? I can't think of the name of it either.
yeah, because they don't have solid frames. It's unibodies.
Hmm.
Where are you gonna bolt something like that onto your vehicle?
Well, that's true too, you know. But I'm gonna do a shout out right quick. It's to Verizon lady. Hello, and I told you. Yeah, I'm not mentioning no names, nor will I mention the city that person is in. So there. But and I did find something out. She's
Yeah,
one damn good singer too.
if I lived in the country to where I had to travel the back roads and stuff, yeah, there's one car that drives around town. It's the weirdest thing. They actually, one of those, one of the mufflers that go, "Wee," sound like
Yeah,
a weed eater.
yeah.
Well, they've got this thing to where it's on the outside of the vehicle, by the back door. It's just a little bitty Honda. It's a 4-door Honda, and the muffler comes on the outside and hangs out on the side where the back door opens, which you wouldn't be able to open it. And that they've got it painted orange with the letter 5 on it. And on the front of the bumper, they got a rail from a metal bunk bed. The things that so you don't roll out of bed.
Okay.
That's what they have in the front. The weirdest vehicle in town, I swear. And you can hear it coming down the road and me.
Well, now that's what I've been telling everybody to do. Get a pop bottle and angle it out the window just right, and it'll make that sound too.
But I thought, because I've put things in front of my vehicle that way it would protect the grill and stuff like that. But I've never put a bunk bed rail on front.
I cannot
That's
see.
not going to do any good.
Yeah, you just answered the theory that I had. How would it do anything? I mean, I can damn near step on it and bend it myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Not unless it's a deer losing weight.
Hey,
Oh.
Susie D.
Bushcraft, I owe you a apology. Okay.
Uh-oh.
The other night, and it's funny too. The other night, you asked me about. Didn't you say you was gonna tell a joke up here on 101s? You remember that?
Yeah, you told me to remind you, and I reminded you, and you forgot what it was.
Well, last night I remembered what the joke was. That's a crying shame. What was it? Damn near a week later, I remembered the joke. And I remembered it because I was watching a commercial. It was talking about a vegan. So darn.
Did you watch the same commercial and say, "Oh, that's what it was"?
Yeah, close. Close. I got to laughing. The wife was sitting beside me. She said, "What are you laughing about?" I said, "Well, it just hit me all of a sudden. because Bushcraft asked me, wasn't there a joke I was wanting to tell up on one of the ones, and I couldn't remember what it was. And it was like, he kind of shook his head, and, like, oh, God, I can't believe this. And I told her, I said, now I remember what the joke was. And she got to laughing.
Oh, I know you're going to know who this is. But I was a big fan of this guy back in the day, and I basically watched the reruns after they already been out, but I was wanting to watch it again, and of course I can't find it on TV anywhere now. But you remember Billy Jack?
Yeah, Tom Laughlin.
Yep. And you know something interesting? He ran for president.
That I did not know, but I do know that he was highly into something about the land and everything.
Yeah, and any Indian rights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his wife, the one that acted with him.
And that was his wife. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember her name. I didn't know.
The blonde-haired one.
I was thinking about a brunette.
No, she was blonde. And the first movie that the Billy Jack character came about, which he created,
right?
They were together then, but she was just her first role was a passerby in the film. You can see her just passing by, and that was her whole role. And then the next one, I think it's Billy Jack on Trial or something like that.
Yeah,
the famous one where he says, "I'm gonna take my foot and hit you up there. There's nothing you can do about it."
Yep. Yeah. That's where he was in the courtyard and fought. What was it, about 7 or 8 of them at one?
12 or 16, I think it was, because they counted them.
I know he kicked their ass in that movie, but then again, that was a movie too.
Well, technically, somebody got him from behind. They were
yeah,
because there were way too many for him. But he did some damage first.
And the funny thing about that is, a lot of people think that movies like that is a bunch of hype. Tom Laughlin knew his martial arts.
Yeah,
like Jackie Chan and some other ones.
Yeah, he wasn't what he portrayed, but he studied.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was green Vietnam Green Beret.
Oh, he was a Green Beret.
No, that's what Billy Jack was.
Okay, that's what it was in the movie.
Yeah, but he did study martial arts.
And what tribe did he belong to? But he was an Indian also.
Yeah, he had some. I don't know.
Also, he wasn't. Okay.
But
see,
like
I was thinking he was full-blooded.
I don't know. I don't think he was full, because even in the movie, he wasn't full-blooded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, what got me throughout the movie, and you got to remember, I was kind of young when I seen it the first time. It's when they hauled him off in the police car, and all them people stood there beside the road. And as he was going by, they raised their hand, like a salute to him.
Yeah.
But
and that's the thing with those movies. He wanted actors and actresses to not be famous and stuff.
Margaret Ward said He was a mixed race Navajo.
Yeah. Was it Navajo? Okay.
Well, look at where the film was supposedly to have been made at. That's famous for Navajo and Apache out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Arizona, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Oklahoman Cherokee. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not totally sure.
Now, I was thinking Cherokee was East Coast
Well,
to about middle of the Mississippi.
they go pretty good far west.
Okay.
I know Oklahoma. I'm not sure past Oklahoma though.
Because you got the Mohawks was up around New York. The Seminoles was down around
Florida.
Florida. And then you got Apache and the Sioux, and there was another
No,
one.
Sioux's up top.
Oh, what Sioux was up top around North and South Dakota, wasn't it?
Yeah, in that
Okay.
area.
Okay. Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
Mike Jones, I damn near guarantee you that I got kinfolk that was marched along there.
Yeah, that was. I mean that actual true, not the Hollywood version of it.
Yeah.
That was.
Good evening, Miss Lake Jams. Wait a minute, excuse me, Great Jams. Oops, sorry about that.
But I've got this little thing up here, and some other things are good. Talking about ways of stretching things and making really cheap budget meals and stuff like that.
Dude,
Even if you don't have much protein meat to use, add a can of tomato soup to macaroni, and if you don't finish that, you put it away, and you can make another meal from that.
well, now you can also take macaroni in a can of petite tomatoes and make a nice dish out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and if I stretch my food any further on my budget, I'd be enjoy it.
Well, the thing is that what they do is for one meal, you make the pasta up and you add the tomato soup to it.
Yeah.
And you put your spices, and if you have any extra vegetables, you can put in there, zucchini, mushrooms, or whatever. And then from that, you can also make a lasagna or a vegetable lasagna or tuna casserole, which I've never had tuna casserole with tomato base in there, but you never know, it might be good.
I don't think I've ever had tuna casserole, period.
Oh, really?
That's something Mama didn't like.
Oh, okay.
And trust me, coming up then, Mama didn't like it. You didn't get it. She wasn't about to cook it.
Oh, rice with coffee. I don't think I've ever had rice with coffee.
The only rice
with oil and
is
soy sauce, yeah.
Is the coffee drunk.
Well, I had chicken tonight, and one of the things that I had, what kind of? I had the coffee beans, and I had ground them up, and I actually put that on the chicken. Oh man, that's some good stuff.
Now there is I've not seen many of them, but I'm sure, as usual, I'm wrong. But there is dishes where you can take coffee and sprinkle it on there, and
Oh
it
yeah,
will enhance or bring out flavors in that.
yeah.
You know,
I think there's a fish one. Fish can do that too. The
that's all
blackened,
I need is a
huh?
fish. That's all I need is to try to cook a fish wide awake on coffee. Yeah. Save on gas. Now, it's used to when I come up, Grace, we ate leftovers, all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of them leftovers was cooked good. And here lately, I'm sorry, I really don't do leftovers like I used to.
Well, a lot of it's a lot of it because you remember when like spaghetti when you I know some people leave their the spaghetti separate and the sauce.
Yeah,
Um, that's usually what I do, and then when it's leftovers, I'll put the sauce in with the spaghetti and mix it. If not, the noodles get really hard,
right.
so I keep it together. And it used to, well, mine still do because I don't use store bought spaghetti sauce. Um, but when I did, because I ran out of my own tomato sauce.
Mm.
But there's a difference between the spaghetti sauce from your garden or a can. And I've noticed that if you put it in the refrigerator, usually your spaghetti tastes so much better the next day. But like you said, Jeff, it's it's like it's not the same. And I
Right.
think it's a lot of the preservatives in there that preserve it so it doesn't uh, make its way into the pasta or rice or whatever it's in.
Yeah. Now, me and Roy, we got to talking. What was it, yesterday? I think it was, and we was talking about how our grannies and how our mothers used to cook. Okay,
Yeah,
back then they used lard, like Crisco, or rendered their lard, and that's
The
how they
real
cooked
Lord.
with it. The
yeah,
real stuff. Nowadays, it's peanut oil, this or that liquid, whatever that.
yeah.
Food does
Vegetable oil, which is very bad for you.
food does not taste the same
There you
since
go.
I started doing that. And Granny, I mean, come on. On Sundays, she'd make biscuits. Wednesday or Thursday, you'd go, they'd still be soft. You make biscuits today on a Sunday, by Sunday night, you play baseball with them.
Yeah,
You
It's
yeah.
know,
all how you make
And
it.
I was talking about that today. That a lot of times when people get, because we were talking about beef, how much it costs for a half a cow and whatnot. I say a lot of times the people don't take the good stuff, which is the tallow, which is
the
the same
fat.
thing as the lard,
Right.
um, uh, and they don't take it with the rest of it. Same thing with the bones. Uh, the bones you can make so much broth, and a lot of
Yeah.
people will eat the insides of a bone.
The
Tomorrow.
yeah, the marrow. Well,
Yeah.
now I remember coming up, Mama used to make chicken broth. She used to
Oh
make
yeah.
beef broth. She would take back then, uh, hog, fresh hog was easy to come by. Okay. And so, so forth. And once or twice, I went to my next door neighbor's house while they were processing hogs. Okay. And they would put great big sheets of stuff in boiling oil. And I asked the guy, I said, what is that? He said, you don't know what that? I said, if I did, I wouldn't have asked. But anyway, when it got done, he broke me off a piece and said, eat it. I was kind of skeptical about that. So he broke off a piece and ate it. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, compared to fresh compared to bagged pork rind.
Oh,
Man, no.
there's nothing better than that.
You got that right.
Yeah. And a lot of people think that when they scoop that off, that's trash. Oh man, because what they're doing, they're rendering the fat off of all that skin and stuff, and then when it gets hot, it goes puffs out, and they take it and they dump it in a bucket. But that's everybody will be over there munching on that.
Yeah, they would. It's like a snack, like M&Ms.
Yeah.
But back then, when they processed a hog, nothing went to waste.
Oh no, that's it.
I mean,
all the animals.
Well, see, I can't say that about cows because I never helped in that. Well, I never seen that, you know. But I will say, when it comes to hogs, trust me, nothing went to waste. Hello, TJ. How you doing, young lady?
Hey, TJ.
But you know, I mean, people nowadays, you give them a sheep, a cow, or a milk cow, or a hog and chickens, they don't know what to do with it. Not really. Yeah. Half of them don't know you can get an egg out of a chicken. Oh, let me rephrase that. Okay. Go back up. Half the people don't know which end the egg comes out of. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
it comes out that end, but it don't come out that port.
Well, I watched a Homesteader that was their first year, and they actually watched a video on how to, process a chicken. They didn't have a plucker or anything like that. They just used they skinned it. But the part that they used of the chicken, they only took the chicken breast and then they threw the rest of the chicken because they watched a video on how to process, but it was a grouse or something like that. Oh, hey, Nuthouse, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Sweet.
Driving to Oregon. Oh, Oregon's nice scenery.
It's a nice place to visit, but you don't want to live there.
Yeah, it's
about like Florida. In DC, I wouldn't even visit that place.
But the fact that, and they got hammered in the chat, but they didn't know because that was their first time doing it. They just pulled the breast off and thought there was no meat on the rest of it because that was the video they watched and they thought it was the same thing.
Yeah.
They have learned since then how to do it, how to save it. And like you were talking about for chicken, say it was this month or this week, the beginning of the week, you could roast you a good sized bird, and that could be meals for the whole week.
Yes,
and it's just not, and that's even with the making broth out of the bones.
Yep. Well, it seems like to me when I was coming up and we was raising chickens, it seemed like them chickens weighed about 20 pounds. Now the people raising chickens, you're gonna be lucky if they weigh 2 pounds.
Yeah. Well, it's the feed was different.
The
That,
feed was feed. Okay. They didn't
yeah,
have
there's,
a bunch of additives in it.
yeah.
Uh, the lifespan of a chicken is 8 weeks. Okay. They pick them up on that seventh week. And the eighth week, they're in a grocery store. So therefore, they really not eating if you want to get right down to it. But now, uh, when I remember the first time, our chickens would be what, about 2 months, what, about 6 weeks, something like that. Those chickens got big. They really did.
There's another one right there. They thought for crabs you only eat the legs.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I, for one, I don't eat crab. Never. I mean, I never bought a crab or cracked one open. What other parts of the crab can you eat other than the leg? Okay, I said the legs. The pincher. I know you can.
well, you can eat the inside too, because if you split them, and it depends on the crab too. Like the soft shell ones, you can eat the whole thing. They get cleaned out when they deep fry them and whatnot. But
Well,
Supposedly.
yeah. Well, see, like I said, I've gone into stores and bought crab meat and stuff like that, but I've never lived on the coast or anything. Hey, yeah, boy, do I want to say something to that one, Connie, but I'm going to leave it alone.
yeah, they're loaded with meat, and that's the thing. It depends. Like the blue crab,
Mhm.
and that's down south. Um, oh, those are good. I
Now,
and like I said, I being in Ohio, I don't eat seafood unless I knew it was um, being caught and flown in the next day because yeah, by the time it gets to me, it's already been caught and whatnot for probably a month.
about a week or so.
No more than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometime and well, unless it was like a special. If I went to Columbus, maybe it would be fresher, but round here ain't nothing fresh.
Okay. That,
Have you ever
I
had
can't.
lobster?
I'm sitting here thinking.
Because
I'm going to say somewhere along the line I have.
the claws on a lobster too are really good. And that was another thing I was going to say because everybody, lobster tail, they would think that they uh, throw away the rest of the lobster, but the claws are some of the best meat.
Okay, now that
Is that
you
the ones that
explained
break the
it,
bones on? You hear it cracking?
yeah.
Stupid restaurant.
No, I have not eaten none.
Okay, all that, and that's another thing. If it's fresh, you get that real good butter, and you dip it in the butter, and that's all you need.
Now I've done pre-cooked crab like that. I used to do it like that, and
Yeah,
I know now. I know I didn't then, but shit, I'd go in the grocery store. Come lunchtime, I'd buy a pack of pre-cooked crab meat and a thing of mushrooms, and I'd be going up the road in my dump truck. I'd be eating mushrooms and crab meat.
well, oh, dang it, I
And it
forgot the name of it. The little white chunks of meat.
sardines.
No,
Thank God. With the fish on it, Charlie. Tuna?
No, it's not a fish. It's like a mussel thing.
Oysters?
They're real good fried and wrapped in bacon. Scallop. That's it.
Oh, God, yes, I've ate that.
Okay, so
And
yeah,
yes,
those are real good.
if you get true scallops, yes, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah, we had that conversation before, and I
Uh,
said if it tastes just as good, why don't they sell it and try? But yeah, everything's about the money.
yeah, but 90% of the people, when they thinking they buying scallops, they're buying real scallops. They don't know they're getting imitation scallop.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was getting at. If they think it's just as good as a regular scallop,
If I remember correctly, Susie D, scallop is shark meat.
shark meat,
That's the way I've always heard it was, shark meat.
isn't it like a mussel or a clam thing?
You may be right. I may be wrong. But I'll tell you something else too. Shark meat is damn good.
It's not too bad.
Well, see, when we went to the coast, the only thing we could have kept at that time was sand sharks. Okay.
Oh,
And we was pulling them up left and right. And by the next day, they were gone.
okay, B. What's yeah? Scallop is a shellfish.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking it was.
Okay. Then I apologize for lying. That's the first mistake I made this year. Try not to let it happen again.
Yeah, right. I'm sure. You will make mistakes regardless.
There is one thing I've always wanted to try, but I'm scared to order them. That's half raw oysters.
All the raw oysters.
Yeah, a peck of them, or however they do them.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have to be fresh.
Look, I don't care if they fresh or what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's thought going in the back of my mind is what's holding me off.
There you go, Jeff. Fake scallops are most likely shark meat.
I don't care. Shark meat's still good. Yeah, I don't care how you do it. It's still good.
Yeah, the raw oysters are really good. I mean, there's different ways of eating them too. There's some people that like to get the Tabasco sauce and put on there.
Yeah.
And then if you got a weak stomach and sounds turn your belly and whatnot, oyster bar is not somewhere you want to be because all the sounds that you would hear in there.
It's slurping. See that right there, the sound of that and the thought of that, yeah, I can't deal with, but I will try it just to see.
Come here.
Can't you slurp to yourself?
No, when you slurp, you gotta let everybody know.
What else we have here? Oh, even roast is or pork roast, different, pork butt and all that different stuff. A lot of that you can get pretty cheap. The pork loin, if you get lucky, you can get some of that pretty cheap too. And that's again something that you could stretch out multiple meals.
I ain't seen no butt yet that was cheap.
Usually you and I wouldn't get it from Walmart anyway, but Bueller's is probably the only place that I would get something like that.
On meat market.
Yeah, meat market. But they around here, they scarce around here.
Yeah, I remember there used to be meat markets and stuff all over the place. Now
Oh,
you
man.
have to drive like we used to have like 3 or 4 in this county, and I can only think of one, and it's not really what I would call
Not up to grade.
a meat market. It's more like somebody brings in a piece of meat and they cut it up. They don't what I'm talking about is you have a processing section, and then you have the meat market section where they'll bring a cow in and a percentage of it will go to the butcher end of it, to where they'll cut steaks and you can get specialty cuts and things like that that you don't get at Walmart or Bueller's or something like that.
Best thing to do is learn how to process your own meat.
Oh yeah.
That way you know exactly what you're gonna get. And Terry Farah, if I pronounced that correctly, she asked, why is pork belly so expensive?
Yeah. It is. And $6.98 is probably cheap. It doesn't sound like it, but it's probably cheap. If you can find it around here, and that's what I mean. There's no places where you can get, oh, I just want pork belly. You have to find a meat market that does that, because it's not like a normal cut you would get. Because it's you got your steaks and you got your pork chops and pork steak and things like that. You very seldom get them special cuts.
Here's another question for you, Susie D. She wants to know, how do I join the membership here? The money signs is for super chat.
I think that one still works. I have to see if it does. I don't know.
Oh, for people who's never ate none,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I would highly suggest going to the grocery store and getting you a bucket of chitlins and take them home and cook them.
You can't find that up here.
Boy, you can down here.
Oh, I know.
But I'll tell you what, you will always remember it.
Well, see, I had it. I wouldn't do the boiled just because the way you said it would tasted bad, but I've done the fried.
Now, I've never tried the fried, but I've tried the boiled. I ain't saying nothing in case somebody up in here who ain't never ate none and they going to decide to go get it and cook it at home. Woo-wee! That's all I got to say.
Yeah, you don't find that up north. At least I haven't seen any of it.
For real?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Well, now, I tell you what. Let me get about 2 or 3 buckets and bring it up there to your house and we'll cook it.
Oh, no, I'm not cooking it. No. I'll eat it, but it has to be done by, and that's the thing. I would want it done from somebody down south. I wouldn't want it cooked from
somebody that knows how to cook. Yeah.
We don't even have Sam's Club. Oh, hey, Susie D, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
But
yeah,
okay,
there's probably the thing right there. The boiled one, Yeah, they cook it outside for a reason.
Well, let me break down, okay? Because if somebody does end up cooking it in the house, they're gonna cuss me out up one side and then the other. That is the stinkinest stuff you will ever smell in your life. The whole neighborhood will, somebody will either know what you're cooking or they're going to call the cops on you, thinking there is a dead body somewhere on your lot. A skunk will smell better than chitlins being cooked. Susie D, kiss my royal rumpus.
I take it you put sugar on your grits?
Yeah, I put a little bit of sugar and a little bit of butter.
Oh, you are up there north, though, aren't you?
Bushcraft. Let's not go there tonight. Pat Evans. I'm not going to tell you where we went, but as a kid coming up, I loved gizzards. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I can say, and now I can't eat them. Straight up. We let's say our grocery store.
Another one, sugar and butter.
Yeah.
It's the butter's good.
Yeah, it is.
Salt, pepper, and butter.
Or a little bit of cheese on it.
Oh yeah, I've had cheese mixed in with mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the sugar?
Yeah. Try just a little bit of sugar on it before you knock it. That's all I'm asking.
I'd have to go get grits. I don't even know if I'm pretty sure they might have it up here.
I don't know. Them having grits up there in the north.
Well, they got the instant crap.
Oh, okay. You want me to send you a box of grits?
Well, that's the Walmart will deliver, and Duke's mayonnaise, I can get it, and it comes from it actually comes from the South, which is really weird because they don't have it in the store, but it'll come in 2 days through the mail.
Really?
Teresa D, that is one dish I've never eaten as shrimp and grits. I've never eaten. Yeah. But
oh man,
that ain't saying I won't try it because both of them I love.
Yeah.
And before I went in the hospital, before I went in the hospital, your ass couldn't run fast enough to give me a bowl of grits. Now, after I got out of there, I got a craving for grits, and I love them.
Now, oatmeal you put sugar in, but I've never done the.
Oh hell, a little bit. Get you some oatmeal, put a little bit of sugar in it, and put a little bit of cinnamon in it. On top of that, now I will say this: I used to love the instant oatmeal. Okay.
Oh.
I would sit there and I'd eat, but it would tear my stomach up. I'd have acid reflux.
Oh.
Now I can go buy Quaker grits that you have to cook. That don't with me at all. I can sit there. Well, I have ate a whole thing of it. You know, I like it better than I do the instant. Chicken livers, Mike Jones.
I don't like anything liver.
That is my number one right there. Chicken livers.
With raw onions?
You better watch it.
I do like the gizzards. I like gizzards, but I was force fed liver, and I can't stand the smell of anything liver.
I will tell you this, and I'm sure I think it was Mike who said it. Yeah, there is a certain way you cook chicken livers, and you can get some that's not cooked all the way through. And is to me, once I hit one of them, taste one, I won't eat no more of them.
A
Not for
gizzard?
chicken livers, yeah.
Oh, liver. Oh, yeah, liver net. It's the smell. I can't even. It can taste
Right.
really good, but it triggers the memory, and I can't. And
Hey,
that's
I
the same
will,
thing with lima beans.
I will tell you this right here. I'll sit there and fry up a pound of bacon butt naked and not worry about it. But there's no way in hell I'll fry up liver butt naked.
Yeah.
But let's get back to what your thumbnail is about. I'm gonna have to go into another town just to buy chicken livers. And look, I live in the chicken capital of North Carolina. Okay. There ain't not but one store that sells chicken livers, and they fry them so cotton picking hard you can play badminton with them.
Okay, on to the roast, because and again, like I said, TJ's already been doing videos on her TJ Cooks. You prepare the meat ahead of time, and then you can make stir fries. You can mix it with rice, potatoes, and different vegetables and things. You can have it in with eggs and stuff for breakfast, or have a breakfast type thing for supper.
Oh,
you can put it in soups, and also with the broth and stuff, you can make more soup from the broth, from baking it, or however you would cook your roast.
I got to address Vester Dillon in chat. Okay. He says KFC chicken livers are pretty good here.
What?
6 years ago, I walked in a KFC and ordered chicken livers. And the young lady said, "What is that?" And I said, "Do y'all even have them?" She said, "I don't think so."
Yeah, they don't have it up here.
She went and got the manager, and they looked at one another like, "The hell's he talking about?" I turned around and walked out. I think the girl that worked there was 18 and the manager was like 21.
Yeah, not all carry them.
Yeah.
That's probably a down south thing.
Not
And
here.
Well, Jeff, you're in the north.
Man, no. Look, that's twice. That's strike two.
Well, what state do you live in?
Carolina. But even though I do live in North Carolina, it's the better part of the North that I know of.
Okay. And this is a thing that, where is Kentucky? Is that north or south?
That would be north of North Carolina.
Well, no, I meant, where is it at? Is it a southern state, or is it a northern state?
I'm sitting here trying to picture it. I want to say it's a southern state. They consider Kentucky as part of the South.
Yeah. Because a lot of people will even now consider Kentucky a southern state, even though
But hell, that's
where
farther
it's at,
north than we are.
more people fought for the North in Kentucky than, but the state itself still considers it a southern state. I think came up and they were talking about it and whatnot. Yeah.
Thank you, Ginger Ninja. We might have North in our name, but we don't act like Yankees. That's all I'm got to say about that. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of it was split. Well, like I said, and that's what surprised me is that there was more people in Kentucky that fought for the North than they did the South, but it's still considered a southern state.
Pappy Two Bears said, anyone ever have milk toast for a meal? We were poor enough in my youth. That's what we had all the time. Have
Yeah.
you ever been so poor instead of using milk, you put water in your cereal?
I have.
Oh yeah, I've done water in the cereal.
But a lot of people are sitting there and they, oh, gross, no.
I remember putting
Yep.
water in.
My dad used to pour coffee on his bread and sprinkle a little sugar if they had sugar.
Yeah. But I remember, hell, I forgot what I remember.
Oh yeah, bread and gravy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. That right there is let's say a number one Southern dish, sausage and gravy biscuits.
Oh yeah.
And I will say this right here, and I've heard Daddy talk. A lot of times, just because it is called
Hey David.
sausage and gravy biscuits, they very seldom had sausage to go in their gravy.
Oh yeah. Well,
And-
it used to be biscuits and gravy. It wasn't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, baby.
And back in the day, they did not hardly eat no meat. It was all, damn it. I can't even think of the damn name. I know it starts with a V. Vegetables.
Oh,
It was mainly vegetables is what
it
they.
starts with a V.
I mean, literally, that was a. I know what I'm wanting to say. Alzheimer's thing that kicked in there. Potatoes and onions. I'm gonna say the number one thing that was eaten around here was fried potatoes, onions, pinto beans, and cornbread.
Oh yeah,
You know,
beans and cornbread. Yeah.
yeah. And if TJ is still in here, that no, that type of hammer she had, the one that had them dinosaur teeth on it. I got
mallet.
The beater thingy.
Yeah, the hammer.
Yeah.
I
It's a
got
meat tender.
one of those. My wife had to take it away from me. She said I was killing her cabinet.
You beat your meat with it. Meat
Senior
tender.
moment. That was what I was trying to think of.
Panzer.
Yeah, that was
Oh yeah.
my meat tender was if I ran over it with a car.
I just had one yesterday. I probably gained 20 pounds from bread this year just from eating tomato sandwiches. I had so
Uh,
the very first
uh,
probably
yes,
about four
Tasha.
tomatoes. I probably had 3 tomato sandwiches in a day for a week.
Dude, that first tomato comes off the vine. Better not nobody even think about it.
Oh,
But toward the end of the harvest, here, you want a tomato? I got about 15 or 20 of them you can have. You get
I'm still eating them. I've got one really big tomato. I haven't decided if I'm going to eat it green or I'm going to wait until it ripens.
hey,
I
fried green tomatoes.
oh oh yeah, that's what I'm because the first tomatoes I can get green tomatoes, but I want that first ripe tomato. So there's no talk of green tomatoes at the beginning of the season.
What life? I love BLTs, but you got to take the L off of it.
Oh, that's one thing I'm missing
Really?
is well, the truck's still in the shop, so I'm still having to wait until they get to it. And where I get my uh, BLTs, that's out of town,
Oh,
so I haven't had a BLT for a week now. Going on 2.
great jams. How are the cows coming along up there? I saw the update.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it sounds like to me that guy'd be missing the cow, the biggest one out there.
Yeah, I had okra. I done ate the okra up. That didn't last very long. I think next year I'm gonna plant more because it ran out too fast.
I can grow 3 stalks of okra and have enough left. Good God Almighty, have enough left. Wait a minute, I gotta move. That skunk just walked behind my chair. I gotta move.
Yeah, did you? I seen all the trees and stuff that you guys had been cutting down and stuff. Are you make sure you guys record when the goats get out there and they see those big piles of leaves and stuff? They're going to be so happy. They're going to woo! I can just see them now. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I didn't do much for fall. I'm gonna be moving a bed over to where the rabbits are, and I'm gonna be growing planting my garlic. I'm gonna make a big bed of garlic because I've got some coming from Haas Tools, the elephant garlic,
I know one thing.
which
I don't have
should be here, huh?
I do not have the C word.
The
I
C
smell,
word.
yeah, I smelt that skunk boy. You know, the COVID
Oh,
test. Yeah, boy. Uh, hmm.
oh, they already been sent out. Oh, I bet you they was happy.
Yes, Miss Tasha, my name is Jeff. Yeah, Mike Jones, I'm not understanding that question.
Yeah, that would have been a good video too. setting the camera up and just watching them devour a big old bunch of leaves and yes, it is. And if you got like a full blown, untouched acre, oh man, that's a lot of work. Unless you got like a bulldozer to, you know,
Clear.
yeah. If you're doing it by hand and clearing, I see a lot of YouTubers doing this, and I've went in and cleared areas and stuff, and I see them, and they push all their branches and their leaves and all the waste from the trees, and they'll push it on the side over somewhere. I've always done it, and people I've done it with, whatever branches, you got a fire going, and then you're clearing it, and it's gone. You don't have to worry about it years later, or you don't have to worry about nest of critters living in there or anything like that, or snakes, because once you burn it, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then the regular firewood, it gets stacked up somewhere.
Now, when I used to clear land, we used to take the heaviest loader we had and pick the whole tree up, and a guy would cut the root off of it. Then he would go up the tree cutting the limbs off. And then the operator would stack the tree like that. And what we cut up for firewood, that's what we done. And we kind of picked the stumps up, got all the loose dirt off of it, and throw it in the pile. And I'm not going to tell you how we got it started because it's illegal. But
yeah, I know how.
Yeah,
because I've done the same thing. It's green. What most of the time it's green. It's not. There are some dead trees, but
yeah. But now you want a real hot fire, start taking down some pine trees.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Especially that the tops. Those needles and stuff get going. Especially if they're dried out. Oh man, that goes to
That'll
town.
be the hottest fire you'll ever stand if you can't stand close to it. And no, I've never tried
Raising
none
it.
of that, Mike. Whoa.
See you later, TJ. You have a good night.
Pappy Two Bears, I'm going to take for granted that you took some young people out to track for deer in your time or two in your life. That was the fun part. Look, deer signs. Tastes like deer. But I wish TJ hadn't left, because I was going to ask her, is she going to get back into canning or water bathing?
I'm sure she
I know
is. Yeah, she's doing a lot of the prepping of meals and stuff for the week. Another thing is, look how a lot of people have mashed potatoes for dinner and stuff. And I know I've seen a lot of times you see people when dinner's over, they're throwing them potatoes away. those are I making
Fried.
potato cakes. Those are
Yeah.
one of the best things.
If you can make them. I've tried. I've ended up with fried mashed potatoes. I can't
Well,
go
that's
for
what it is, but
Well, yeah, but I got my wife can make potato cakes like you wouldn't believe.
yeah. Or you can. I've seen people mix it with salmon, mashed potatoes with a can of salmon, and fry
I've
it
not.
up with the same way you make potato cakes, but you put a can of salmon in there.
Huh.
The and bread. If you can get to where you can make your own bread, and there's all kinds of hearty bread that you can make to where it's almost a meal by itself, not just the regular regular white bread or whatnot.
Now, let me address Tasha here right quick. And I think for the first time tonight, I'm not trying to be a smart ass about it, but make potato cakes. Like I said, I can't do it, but pull up on YouTube. I know you add flour and you add an egg, and I'm gonna say a little bit of milk. But if you add too much of something, it won't work. It won't work right.
Oh yeah, and I don't think I've ever made uh, potato cakes without frying them in a cast iron skillet. That's
That's the
one thing
only
I'll grab before I grab a
aluminum pan or
non-stick thingy,
yeah.
because
Now I've got
you don't have any issues with them sticking with a cast iron for some reason.
if
Just me, I
they're
don't know.
seasoned, if they're seasoned right, you don't even
Oh
have no
yeah.
issues with frying the egg.
Well,
Hell
they
was
tell
that?
you there's certain things that you don't cook in a cast iron.
Any type of tomato based stuff, I know
Yeah.
you don't do. But yeah, biggest part of our cook utensils is cast iron. I've got two Dutch ovens. One you set in a campfire, it's got the legs. The other one I cook in on top of the stove is flat across. I've got 6 or 7 cast iron frying pans in there, and I've got 3 or 4 frying pans that are all steel. We very seldom used the steel ones or the copper ones.
Yeah.
It's always the cast iron.
Yeah. And cornbread is like the
Oh my God.
cornbread in a cast iron skillet is like bread and butter.
Yes, it is.
It goes together so good. And
But
it's even better if you fry up some bacon and then
Mhm.
pour in that cornbread mix and then bake it. That's some of the best cornbread there is.
But I will tell you this right here, and I didn't know this till maybe about a year or so ago. If you gonna cook cornbread, go ahead and get your pan hot. I mean
Oh yeah.
hot. Put a little bit
You-
of butter in it, and then when you pour your cornbread mix in, you can just about hear it sizzle.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be the best cornbread you'll taste.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
I just seen something there.
Mister. Yeah, I did too. I missed my
Yeah,
cast
we
iron.
always end up talking about food, don't we? Well, that was the main subject for this time, so I got a good excuse. I seen somebody say they messed up their
Cast.
oh
Yeah,
spaghetti. Um,
you.
you mean spaghetti sauce? Because yeah, you have to be careful with anything that's got acid.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, but it can be fixed.
I
You just
want
have
a
Reseason it.
I want a porterhouse steak cooked on an open fire. Baked potato and maybe a
Oh,
salad.
I don't know about cooking a salad on the open fire, but
No, I don't either. I don't think that would taste too good.
but um, you get your good river rock and set there in the coals and put a steak on top of that thing.
Oh hell yeah! I have not done that, but I have seen people do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good idea, because hey, I'm up for trying something like that.
Yeah. What and that's what another thing for a cast iron is a steak. You get some butter in there and some thyme and some garlic, and you just spoon that butter over top of that steak while it's sizzling away. Oh,
Now, what happened to the sauteed onions and the mushrooms? You leaving that out?
well, this is the steak. You can saute
Yeah.
that from the juices left over. But and you get that nice crust on. Oh, I just got done eating, and I'm gonna get hungry again.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. As a matter of fact, we had mashed potatoes, beans,
Yep.
corn.
Uh, everybody has their own way they do. They season their cast iron and stuff. One of the best guys, and I know Jeff knows his name, but I can't remember his name. He's a cowboy guy.
Ken Rollins, because I
Yeah.
was fixing to plug his station.
Yeah, that's somebody to watch right there.
Yes, it is. If you don't know how to cook or how to season cast iron, go to his channel, Ken Rollins.
And you learn how to do a little happy dance.
Yeah, a little jig here and there, yeah. I watched him the other night. And Hush Pup, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, and that's where I learned the potato trick, because I got a nice size cast iron skillet from Goodwill. It was all rusted and everything. They had 99 cents on it. Snag, got that thing and brought it home. I said, well, I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm in there scrubbing. I'm not getting anywhere. And then I pop up a video how I can get this thing nicer, and dump some salt in there, some good salt, not the little fine stuff.
Something like
cut a potato in half and use that to scrub inside that skillet.
Yep.
And that all that salt turned orange, and I kept scrubbing on that thing, rinsed it out, and cleaned that thing up, and it smooth as could be.
You're right, but just don't think that you can season it once or twice and it be done.
Oh
You
no!
can season a cast iron pan. I mean, good. What, 6-7 times?
Oh
At
yeah.
least,
Yeah, and there's like I said, there's everybody has their own technique and what they use. I've seen somebody say, "Well, you can use olive oil." No, don't use olive oil. Use coconut oil. No, don't use that. Use bacon grease.
Damn right.
Everybody
Bacon
has their own method in doing it. But
Now, I will say this right here. I did get a cast iron frying pan, and I had to literally take a wire brush to it for the
yeah,
first. That's
the
how.
the newer ones nowadays. They,
Nah.
if you, and I hate to say it, the lodge ones that you can buy at the stores now, you run your hands on them and you can feel the burrs and stuff in there. You have to really, and that's when you would have to reseason like four, 5, 6 times to build up a seasoning over that. And that's why you have to sometimes grind that stuff down.
Let me go get one. Hold on. I want to show y'all something.
I've got I won from a contest. I haven't used it. I haven't it's supposed to be seasoned, but I don't think it is. I haven't touched it because it's got writing on it or something. It's supposed to be some kind of a collector's item. And it's kind of small. I think it's like an 8-inch. But one day I'll probably I will probably season it up and start using it.
I'm gonna say this right here. There is a woman who comes on TV, and all she does is cook. Okay, my daughter bought a pot and pans from her, and in there it had a cast iron frying pan in it. Now, can you see that?
You frozen. Oh, there you go.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good one there. I see a good seasoning.
The inside, you cannot even fry an egg in that thing and turn it over. It is so bumpy. It ain't funny. It feels like 20 grit sandpaper. And I've done my best to try to season it, everything else. What I showed you
really, that looks really shiny.
Well, it took me a week of doing this.
Oh, okay.
Get it like that. But even though it's shiny inside, you can take your fingers and you can feel the grit and everything in the bottom. And I don't know if I want to say the woman's name or not, but this has got to be the worst cast iron frying pan I think I've ever had.
What's the name of it?
Pioneer Woman.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like watching her cook and stuff, but her stuff is way too expensive, and I don't think it's a very good product.
That cast iron right there. I mean, the best one I've got. Damn thing's about wore out. Okay, but it is so smooth. It's like a piece of glass inside of it.
Yeah,
and it's seasoned because practically now, look.
Yeah, I know vinegar works good too. That'll remove the old what you call it, seasoning.
I'll have to try. Well, now,
but what you're saying is it's when they cast it. There's the little burbs and stuff sticking out of it.
Exactly.
That's the way that the lodge ones. You go in there and look at and I'm not saying all of them, but the ones that I've seen, like at Walmart, you go in there and if you was to rub your hand on there like this, you'd probably cut yourself. There's so many little things sticking up out of it.
Now, I kind of disagree with you on that. The best frying pan I've got is Lodge.
That one. How old is it? How old is it?
That one, I could not put a date on it, but every frying pan, let me back up. Every cast iron frying pan I have was gave to me. Mm-hmm. I have not bought none. Okay,
Yeah, go to Walmart and check out those ones.
I'm gonna have to.
And that's because I had a bunch and lost them in a certain way, but and I've been trying to get a collection going again. I've got the little corn cob things
Oh yeah, I want one of those.
that that's how I make my hot dog buns with those.
Really?
Yeah, just make regular bread and then roll it up and then push it inside that little corn cob and then bake it, and you get your perfect size hot dog buns.
A Tina Ladybug is talking my type of language. Cast iron fried chicken, taters
Oh,
with
taters,
onions.
onions. Oh yeah,
Yeah, boy.
that's probably the the top thing, and the steak, a good thick piece of ribeye in there.
Oh,
Oh,
but you look at it like this: a cast iron, even the one. Well, it ain't one; it's two of them I got by the same person. Okay, uh, you could cook on open fire with them and don't have to worry about it as you would an aluminum or the non-stick. Don't even think about a non-stick one on an open fire. Okay.
oh no, it's because most of them are aluminum,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't realize when aluminum gets to a certain temperature, they emit a gas that can be not very good to eat
Yeah.
inside your food.
And look at it like this: if shift was to happen, you got the food and everything, but you ain't got no cast iron pans to cooking in.
Mm,
You're screwed. Plain simple.
yeah.
That's how I look at it. Wouldn't you know it? Hang on, I gotta mute this.
Maybe. I don't usually do too much cooking things because
Well, you,
like when I do canning stuff, uh, like I said, everybody has their own way of doing stuff, and there are a lot of critics. I'll put it that way.
I don't care what you do, it's not right.
Yeah,
You know.
and yeah, it's just myself. Um, everybody has a jar that doesn't sell for whatever reason or whatever, but I would say my my stuff that I've canned, I would put it probably a good 98, 99%.
Seal rate.
Yeah. And it's,
Now,
and this is now, that's not like when I first started or anything, but because
right.
I've learned over the years of different things that, staging your stuff right and everything.
Mhm.
Because I've seen people that will can something that they are cooking that's really hot, and they'll put it in a cold jar, and then they'll put it in cold water or something like that, and
Yeah.
and then when they open the pot, they have broken jars and don't understand why. If it's hot, you have to have it in a hot jar, and it has to go in hot water. That's the way I've always done that.
What
And
life
if
good
it's
is,
cold, you put it in cold.
yeah. You know.
Yeah, see, and it's everybody has their own way, and if you're stuck on your way of doing it, that you don't hardly fail at it, um listening to somebody else not going to do you any good. Now there's different recipes that you can learn different recipes and stuff, but
Right.
the technique itself.
And I will say this right here. When you are canning, be very careful of the spices that you put in your jars to can.
Yeah.
The biggest part of the time is will intensify those spices. You know, you're just better off not to put them in there. Wait till you throw them in the pot, then put your spices in after you done canned. But, and salt, when you see on TV people putting a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of salt in whatever they're canning, it's not for canning. It's only for taste. That's it. You don't have to put salt in it.
Yeah. Did you read that?
No. Oh yeah. I asked him how good was it. Damn, I love mushrooms. But what last week I canned 24 pint jars, 24, 5, 6, 7, 28 pint jars of beans. You know, I had black beans, I had pintos, and I had kidney. That's what I canned. Only 2 of them did not seal at that time. But a couple of days later, I went back and they were sealed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and we've done 3 pints of beans out of it already. I got to get that in the kitchen before we eat it all up. And I did, let's say, like what, 12 to a case. I took 6 of the pintos and I planed them just plain. The other 6, I put fat back in it. Okay. Not much, mind you, just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You don't need much.
No. And after they done sealed and set up a couple of days, I went back and tried to find the ones with the fat back in it, and I couldn't do it. I was going to label them, but when I opened up 2 pints, the first one did not have the fat back, but the second one did. I'm going to tell you what. Damn, that was some good eating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like when you pressure cook beans or a meal or something, it tastes so much better than, slow cooking or whatever, because everything it soaks into whatever you're cooking.
Explain to them the difference between a pressure cooker and a pressure canner, because a lot of people will try to pressure can in the wrong one.
Well, they're meant for 2 different things.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the actual difference is, but I know I think a pressure canner holds more pressure than a cooker does. I'm not 100% on it, but they do have pressure cooker canners that are combined together that will have, the inserts in it and stuff for doing it. But a pressure cooker, what do you cook in a pressure cooker? Beans is really good. Instead of cooking for what, 4 to 8 hours a day, you can cook it in like 30 minutes. Roast, you can cook, potatoes, vegetables. It just speeds up, and they got the Instapots now, or somewhat the same thing as a pressure cooker, but a smaller, because you can get the the regular pots, the pressure cooker pots
Yeah.
that are just meant for cooking rice or beans or something like that.
Wait a minute. Tasha Huntley. Excuse me. I apologize. Yes, pressure canners can be extremely expensive. The
Yeah.
one I got came
Or
from
canners.
Walmart. Yeah, the one I got come from Walmart. Okay. Now I have seen some up there. I can't think of the name of them. I went to Amazon, going to look them up and try to purchase one. I'm sorry, I don't have between $600 and $900 to spend on one.
You talk about the All American.
Yes, they
Yep.
are. Now, mind you, they are the best,
Yep.
but they also got the best price on them.
And if you want to know about the difference in the Needy Homesteader, she'll explain the difference between a pressure canner and an All American. They have they don't have a seal.
No,
They're
it's
they're
metal
made
all
to
time.
where that when the lid comes down, it makes its own seal.
It does.
And I never knew that. I was like, how does it seal? It doesn't have a rubber seal around it. And they have the things where you fasten it down. And like I said, she'll show you exactly how to set it and
Hmm.
how to look, and you have to feel to make sure it's all the same, and then you screw one side and screw the other one and rotate it back and forth. If you have a All American, that is.
Impress Jennifer, if I pronounced that name right.
Yeah.
My All American cooker, my All American 930 was $900
Yeah.
Canadian.
And
Now, let me.
I had looked at Facebook Market, and there was one for $25.
Oh no!
And I was like, I didn't ask anything. I said, I'll take it. Oh, it's gone. I was like, no.
Yes, Homestead Heart is good. She is a good lady. But I'm gonna say this right here.
Thank you, Garden
God.
State Gardener, for the super sticker. I think that's a super sticker.
If you're gonna do part-time canning like I do, go to Walmart and buy you a canner. But if you're gonna make a career out of it, if you really truly gonna stock up, I would say save your money up and buy the All American.
Yeah.
You know.
If you're starting out, I would suggest getting a water bath and start with that. And because that'll teach you the basics.
Really? TJ Cat, she has a 921. It was less than 400 4 years ago.
Yeah.
God, they've gone up.
Yeah, that was 4 years ago.
Matter of fact, I think that's when I first started learning how to can. Was 2019 is when I started getting into it. You know, researching and everything.
I don't drink coffee though.
Are
I had
you kidding?
to give up coffee for to get my blood pressure down.
Maybe I need to give up coffee.
I drink tea, but I drink
Unsweetened.
my own brew of tea.
Okay.
Which
Wow.
I'll probably be doing a video because I have to, after I get my vehicle back and stuff to where I can go to the store, because I have to find blood oranges.
Wait a minute. Impress Jennifer said this right here. You have to use Vaseline around the middle lid or it will fuse together. I've never heard of Vaseline. I've always heard of like cooking oil or something like that.
Yeah, you can use bacon grease. But yeah, that is true. And that's what Nitty Homesteader tells
Yeah.
you.
Right? Because if you don't do it, you might as well just go on and get you a pry bar.
And your rubber seal, you got to make sure you oil it when you're not using it.
Make that a buy me a BLT link. The rule of thumbs is if you got a rubber seal in your pressure canner, always grease it or oil it up
Yeah.
before you can. And you
And
won't have to
if you
worry
don't
about it.
can that year, make sure you remember to do it.
Yeah.
It should be done once or twice a year at least.
Yeah, it will evaporate.
Coffee pulls calcium out of your body. Ooh,
Did
I
not
didn't
know
know
that.
that.
Now, the only thing I've water bath and bushcraft, don't say a word, has been jellies and jams. That's the only thing I've water bath.
Yeah.
Now,
Technically, you can water bath anything that you can pressure cook. It's
go
just a
to,
big time difference.
yeah. Now, a good one, if you want to learn how to water bath, go to Make It Make.
Yeah.
Everything, I'm going to say everything she does on her channel, she gets from the Amish. Okay. And all they do is water bath. And she will show you how to water bath, so forth and so forth. She is an excellent station to also watch.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Huh?
When somebody does the super stickers and YouTube takes their percentage out. And
Huh.
the coffee, buy me coffee is a better percentage. I'm taking it that way.
What, of you taking it or them taking it?
No, super stickers and super chats. YouTube takes it, and I think that other uh, buy me coffee thing, you get less taken away from you.
Jennifer, the very first thing I water bath was corn. And I literally shucked the corn off the cob and water bath.
Yeah, that's what I did with my all my tomatoes, and I did close to 100 pounds of tomatoes with both kinds, and I don't want to look at another
Tomato.
jar of tomatoes right now. But I did uh, spaghetti sauce, and I did pizza sauce, which is almost the same thing, but I water bath both, and it's the same thing as all you have to do is add some lemon juice in there.
Let me say this right quick. You cannot just go out and can any type of tomatoes. There are certain tomatoes you just cannot can. The best way to make grape juice to me is just go ahead and eat them. They will turn to juice later.
Is the steam juicer? I ain't never seen that. I don't think.
I never
All
heard
I
of it.
know is her jelly is really good.
Yeah,
The
I watched her.
grape blueberry. Oh, it was really good.
Now, whoa, wait a minute. I know who you're talking about now. Where's my package?
Well, I could put it up there.
No, you did not hear what I said. She said I should be getting a package here shortly. That was last month. I haven't received one yet. I was wanting to try that jam.
What did you give your?
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, they have been really busy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I had already knew what they were doing, but they just put out the video. But they have been busy in the last few weeks and stuff.
Yeah. Be charming. I cannot remember which one is which, but one does not have chunks in it and the other one does.
What?
Is it jelly or is it jam? That's what she's wanting to know. One has chunks in it, the other one is more smoother. I can't remember which one which is, but I don't care.
The jam has chunks of the fruit and stuff, and the jelly is like a juice that's been turned. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I will say this right here: apple, grape, and there was another one I done of juice. I made jelly out of it.
Oh,
And,
5 bushels every year.
whoa.
Oh, yeah. I was really surprised this year of my Roma tomatoes, and I wasn't going to do Roma tomatoes. I said because I don't get enough of them to do anything. And you got I posted pictures of
I don't know, Be Charming. I apologize.
Two plants. I got 2 5-gallon buckets.
Good God.
2 plants, and I was like, and I still have some out there. And I've got a drawer full inside my refrigerator. I'm like, I'm tomatoed out, but I'm still eating tomato sandwiches.
Tasha, I'm going to say this right here. Go to a video, any video of how they are doing their jams or jelly, then come back and tell me what you think. Because some of that, it takes quite a bit of sugar.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
Because they do even cowboy candy. There's a lot of sugar goes in that. But there are, and I made pickles, even pickles. I made bread and butter pickles, but instead of using regular sugar, I use coconut sugar, which is healthier.
Really?
But it made it darker, so that my relish looks really dark. But oh man, it tastes so good.
Susie D, from what I understand, I don't care what it is, it can be water bath.
Yeah, there's a pressure canning takes less time.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this right here. Okay. Let's say you water bath green beans.
Oh,
3 hours.
A cast iron wok? I've never even seen one of those. I have a wok. It's a metal. It's all steel, but yeah, I would love to see a cast iron one.
Have one. I've seen them. I'd love to have them.
I'd have to wear braces on my wrist to pick it up, though.
Oh yeah, are the girls going live tonight?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. I got their link ready to go.
Okay, because I know the wife missed it last week. She went to bed kind of early.
Yeah. They got giveaways going on. Where is
Can you imagine me having to walk on an open campfire? Oh.
I've walked on hot coals before.
Let me say something. A lot of people think I'm kidding, unless you've been doing this. But anytime somebody's cooking on an open fire, okay, let's say a thing of soup or chili like that, guaranteed there will be a bug that's going to fly into it. Instead of sitting there and trying to pick it out, stir it up and pray you don't get that bowl.
Oh, what was it? Oh, we went camping and we had the lawn chairs. They're not really lawn chairs, but the chairs now that they fold up into a long stick looking thing.
Yeah.
But they're mainly cloth. But we had those sitting around there, and it was breakfast time, so I had a grill out there, and I'm grilling bacon on the open fire.
Oh Lordy!
And the grease is going down, and it's splattering all over the place, and it drips down into the coals, and it pops, and coals go flying out, and because I didn't have enough rocks around the pit, and anyways, all of a sudden my son jumps up and runs around. A coal jumped up into the seat, and he it burned a hole in his britches, and he was running around and my butt's on fire, my butt's on fire. It's the funniest thing, and you can see where there was a hole in his chair where the coal went right through.
Really? If y'all out camping and you ever want to wake somebody up, throw you a pan of bacon and a pot of coffee on.
Oh yeah, yep. This was probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Everybody else was sleeping, and pretty soon you hear people opening their fancy new RVs and their big campers, and we're all sitting out there in tents, and that bacon starts, you can smell it in the air, and everybody starts getting up.
Yep.
And I had a big old cast iron skillet. I'm cooking eggs in there, and we had pancakes, eggs, and bacon for breakfast that morning.
Lord have mercy.
And I guarantee you, I made a bunch of people hungry that morning.
You can be 10 miles in the wood away from the camper. Once he starts cooking that bacon and put that pot of coffee on, your nose automatically knows where to go. It will.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and end it here. I do have a guest coming up Wednesday at 8 o'clock, so you don't want to miss this one. This is a very special guest, so make sure you tune in Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Oogie-doo. Oh, it's going to be at 8 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay. And Thursday, I will be live. Well, unless I'm dead, and I won't be live then. But 7 o'clock Thursday night. And what about Friday?
Not entirely sure yet on Friday. We'll have to see, because hopefully I have my car by then. But make sure everybody heads over to the Vineyard Chicks. I went ahead and posted their link up there. they're doing live music, and they're getting it really, really good. They also take
Yes, they
requests,
are.
and they do giveaways too. So you don't want to miss it. Again, we'll be back Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be over at Jeff's Thursday though. And thanks
Will
everybody
we
for hanging
here?
out. Huh?
We'll be here, or if not, we'll be there.
And we will catch you on the next one. Thanks everybody for hanging out.
Out.